Good morning, dears. Good morning, to one and all. In basics of human behavior, we are going to discuss a topic on fields of psychology. First one is abnormal psychology. It studies the behavior of an individual whose mental state is not normal. It studies mental disorders, their causes and treatment. Applied psychology. It deals to solve practical problems. The subdivisions of applied psychology are educational, industrial, business, personal, vocational and legal psychology. Third one is child psychology. It studies the behavior of children from birth to 12 years. It overlaps genetic psychology. Clinical psychology. Clinical psychology studies the diagnosis, causes, and treatment of mental disorders. For example, clinical psychologists have recently devised effective forms of treatment for reducing the aggression among highly assaulted children. Next one is community psychology. It is a broad field and the social problems and attempts of people to adapt to their work and community living are studied in the light of principles of general psychology. Next one is comparative and animal psychology. It studies and behavior of an animal and compares it with that of human behavior. Comparative psychology compares the behavior of an individual or adult civilized people with that of primitive people. Next one is counseling psychology. Counseling psychology assists individuals in dealing with many personal problems that do not involve psychological disorders. For example, counseling psychologists assist individuals in career planning and in developing more effective interpersonal skills. Developmental psychology. It studies the behavior of humans from birth through childhood, adolescence to old age. It studies the factors that influence the growth of development of human behavior. Next one is experimental psychology. Experimental psychology studies how people react to sensory stimuli, perceive the world around them, learn and remember, respond emotionally, and are motivated to action, whether they by hunger or desire to succeed in their life. Experimental psychologists also work with animals. Sometimes they attempt to relate animal and human behavior. Sometimes they study animals in order to compare the behavior of different species of comparative psychology. For example, research by experimental psychologists has recently added much to our understanding of attention in the process of directing portions of our information processing capacity to specific stimuli. This knowledge, in turn, is now being applied to the design of more effective warnings about various hazards. Next one is general psychology. It studies the general principles of psychology. It explains the general characteristics of individuals' behavior and that deals with the general principles of psychology. It is concerned with mental life for normal human beings. Geopsychology, that is we call as geographical psychology, declares itself as a branch of psyche which seeks to examine the links between the location and the psychological phenomena such as how and why the personality traits like satisfaction and the social behavior differ from place to place or cluster into certain areas. Next one is geriatric psychology. Geriatric psychology is a field of psychology in psychological approach to study of human aging. The field tries to give older adults the best quality of life possible through the examination and treatment of mental illness and physical conditions debated to be prevalent in early populations. In geriatric psychology, work with people age 65 and over to reduce the symptoms associated with depression, anxiety, memory loss, Alzheimer's disease, dementia, Parkinson's disease, etc. Next one is legal psychology. Legal psychology is a modern term that refers to the study and use of psychology as it applies to a legal work system and the people who come into contact with legal system. People who work with the area of legal psychology with methods of understanding, evaluating and questioning suspects, evaluating jury candidates, investigating crimes and crime scenes, forensic investigation and other legally related situations. The term legal psychology is used to differentiate the field of applied psychology from the more theoretically based clinical psychology. Next one is military psychology. The application of methods and principles of psychology to problems of military training, discipline, combat behavior. Next one is parapsychology, a field of psychology concerned with the investigation of evidence for paranormal psychological phenomena such as telepathy, clairvoyance, and psychonesis. Personality psychology. Personality psychologists focus on differences between individuals. They are interested in the ways of classifying details for useful purposes as well as in studying an individual's unique qualities. Next one is physiological psychology. It investigates the biological basis of behavior, the role of biochemical events, which was nervous system and bodies and everything we do, sense, feel, or think. For example, psychobiologists have recently investigated the possible role of gender differences in behavior as subtle differences in structure of female and male brains. Social psychology. Social psychology is interested in the ways that interactions with other people with influences and attitudes. They are connected are concerned with the behavior of groups. Social psychologists are perhaps best known for the work in public opinion and attitude surveys and market research. Surveys are now widely used as newspapers, magazines, radio and TV networks, as well as government agencies such as Bureau of Census. Next one is literature and architecture, economics, political science, education, biology, physical science, medical science. The other disciplines are social psychology, engineering, anthropology, environmental science, cognitive science, forensic psychology, etc. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you once again.